Hello and welcome to the Gatekeeper's Grove beneath the shade of these great trees for what will be our level 10 episode of Purple Dust Potions. I think it's fair to say that since reaching 6 and the extremely effective spell-like ability that is inflict serious wounds mass, not just effective in terms of the damage dealt fully meted, but the spell point cost you can see there 4, so ridiculously cheap. That's been really helping us along big time. Crowd control wise, we have quite an embarrassment of things to choose from now. We have a quickened glue bomb as a backup, but the main one I'm liking at the moment is the greater colour spray. Um, we have acquired that via 11 points invested in the Fade Arc tree. So we've got do you know I've made an awful... Oh, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. I was going to say I've made an awful mistake and not taken the shield thing, but for the moment at least we've got shield in there, haven't we? Immunity to magic missiles, so no, it's okay. So we've got a bonus, 3 bonus on saves there, immune to fear, which is nice, although greater heroism gives that, so it's somewhat irrelevant. We're still benefiting from the amazing buffs the Alchemist class is giving. Greater heroism available before any other class gets it, I think, and then we've got some extra elemental resistances, boosts in addition to everything else that you can get for your main stat, which eventually go up to 4 with greater evolution, and these you will note are alchemical bonuses, not enhancement, so they do stack with anything that's on your gear, which is great. A little bit of a bonus to armor, stroke defenses, and a bit more on that same theme. We've got another nice defensive one there, the smoke bomb, which I haven't really used yet, but I would imagine when you're pushing the difficulties and you're in trouble, just to hit that would be very advantageous. What else have we got? So we're using basically leading with greater colour spray, another cheap one for mana. The second one is the equally cheap inflict serious, and the newly acquired caustic overload, just another step up from caustic solvent, I think, for the acid AoE if things need mopping up. Otherwise we just stick with the 1-2 for a very cheap solution. And anything that needs mopping up single target wise, we've got 3 single target spell like abilities from the Bombardier tree, which are slightly on borrowed time now. The damage is falling off now, but still not terrible. And the Cure Light wounds fully meted from the Apothecary tree is still serving as well for heals, top ups in between fights. I obviously can't do any heal in combat, at least not a meaningful heal that isn't crushed by the Reaper nerf. I'm not even sure why I've still got the potions on there. I don't think they're going to be too much good now. What else have I got listed? Yeah, buffs wise, I mean, this is second to none, and they've even got the restoration line that the clerics have, and earlier perhaps than many, well, certainly earlier than many would get access to scrolls. And I have tested this. I've read in the forums and bits and pieces that these are very clunky for landing on you, but provided you target yourself, it seems to work pretty well. So things we've got coming up like the Beholders in the Jungle of Khyber, we've got this ready-made defense against that, which when you consider the Greater Resto Scroll needs a UMD way in excess of what we've got at the moment for reliable casting, that's another really nice benefit of being an alchemist. There's just about every boost and buff you could possibly wish for. Sprint boost, this smoke bomb thing, all manner of stuff. Oh, there's a feather fall and jump boost there for times like maybe in Spies in the House quest where you need that kind of thing, because I don't actually have feather fall on my gear. Sadly for me, I used it too late to save me from the falling into the ether in the prisoner quest I've just done in Kundarak. But it's there as a nice convenience. It's only a short duration, look, 1 minute 30, but ample time usually just to get done what you need to do. In another section in that the prisoner quest, if you know the quest, the section with the oozes, the arcane ooze, rather than challenge them, I just hit this, ran round the back, and jumped up immediately onto the section with the gusts of wind, bypassing the ooze completely, which I would not have been able to do without having that, so that's nice. Yeah, the only thing that I am missing, ironically, that was highlighted by that same quest is a DDO, which we don't get. But everything else is just top rate. I absolutely love playing with this class because of the, all the different stuff that you've got. It literally has tools for just about everything, and that just feels really good. I suppose one of the downsides is that if you really do have to heal in the middle of a fight in a pinch, you're going to struggle to. You have to target yourself, which is not always a given that you are. In fact, you likely as not, generally, you won't be targeting yourself, so you can't just press the button and heal yourself. See, it's gone wandering off there. You have to target yourself and have it do that. So that's clunky, and there's no getting away from that. Also, none of the heals on this class can be quickened, so that's another issue. If you're really in an oh my god, I need a heal now moment, that is a problem. But that aside, I just love what the class can do, and we're only just beginning to get started, because at level 12, as any of you who've played an Alchemist before will no doubt know, the thing goes pretty well stratospheric, sort of making it look like child's play for the rest of the journey to the cap. At least that's what I remember. So let's have a little look at the gear. I've switched around to accommodate the three-piece set from Barovia, which is giving us a nice little set bonus there. So that's clothing, blurry gloves, which is giving lesser displacement. So that's not bad, because that's not nerfed into nothing by just doing Reaper 1. So pretty nice extra layer of defense. And also the belt. Now the belt, I was in two minds, because we are using acid, but the focus on positive and negative, positive obviously for our healing, and negative for this excellent negative inflict wounds spell-like ability. So I've gone for that, and that is still a part of the three-piece set for the Ravenloft, so that's great. What else have we changed since last time? I think the goggles, yes. So Conjuration, as mentioned before, covers most, if not all, of our offensive spells. So all this stuff you will see is all Conjuration. Basically all the bottle throws, Conjuration. So I thought maybe that could do with a bit of a helping hand. For the other spells, I've kept the Amber Pendant on. That's giving 3 total spell DCs for them. So you can see our Greater Colour Spray isn't in a bad place. In Reaper mode, we are in somewhere in the low 40s now with the saves, which at this level I think is pretty good. So happy days on that score. Cloak, just what I happen to have. Insightful Intelligence there is nice, although it's not necessary because we have it already on the excellent helmet we're wearing from the Dino area. Dodge isn't bad. Wisdom is redundant because I think, yeah, wisdom is redundant because we have the, is it liquid courage? The one of the alchemist feats that you can get instead of wisdom for will saves. We've now got our intelligence, so we've got intelligence for both reflex and will saves, and our saves, as you can see, are really good. Reflex goes even higher in Reaper mode, and we will at level 12 we'll be benefiting from evasion there, so that's going to get really strong for us as a form of defense. What's this here? That's our constitution item. You'll have seen it before if you've seen any of the other series. I always just chuck that in for constitution. The fire spell power, I suppose, will help a little. We're still rocking this fire spell like ability. We've seen the spinneret, which is helping all spell crit chances and spell power, plus quality spell focus mastery for DC's bonus, so all round super item. I swapped the bracers as well. Parrying 2 is very nice, bonus to AC and save. Spell saves is great for an additional layer of defense. Sapphire of defense there for some PRR and MRR. Now, between the various boosts to armor class, including the shield bonus on our armor, we've actually ended up with a half decent armor class for this level. You can see 70% defense chance at level. Part of that will be because we at level 10 there's another boost, isn't there, from the armor class related epic lives that you've taken, and we do have how many do we have now? Which ones are the epic? That's epic, isn't it? So I mean, which one are the martial? It's the martial ones that give armor class. So we've got 6 all told. So that's not too bad. A nice little boost. I was thinking on purple to, well, it'll help him anyway in his end build to get some misses from trash, but it'll help with the leveling as well to get armor class, especially early on. I mean, at the moment, I think even in robes here, we're going to attract a fair amount of misses with this 61 armor class at this level. So that's looking pretty good. Dodge is a bit low. Do we have anything to help dodge? Yeah, we do. We've got 6% on dodge there. Where did I get to? I've done all that. The boots, just for 1 level, we've got, that's helping as well. Look, natural armor bonus 6. Freedom of movement as well, very good. I have a choice, really. There is a stone skin spell that I could use. I was thinking to put the normal boots that I use at 11 from Chains of Flame, the Golden Greaves is it called, for the 15 DR. But Alchemist does come with some seriously good DR buffs, not least the gold skin, which I think is 30 DR. So maybe in this life we'll be keeping this for the freedom and the bonus to AC. It's nice to have the option anyway. That I just slung in for a bit of extra health. The kinetic law is doing nothing for us. Snow peak speed, we have it already on the helmet. Upgraded the scepters. So we've got the Barovian scepter now instead of the Queen's one from Fae. So this is giving us a bit more potency and spell sight. So a bit more on all spell powers. And the acid one, since that's our focus. Caustic Forum Post, level 10. So that's the corrosion and acid law that would have come from the Burn Scar Sash if we'd have used that instead of this silver thread thing to complete our 3-piece Ravenloft set. Spells, we've rejigged a little bit and added a bit. Let's have a look. So level 1, as mentioned, we've got the feathers extract for when we need feather fall and jump. Got these 2 buffs, elemental. Now that is going up to 10, isn't it, at the level we're at now? Can we just show that? Yeah, so even without the Fiallen buffs and with some elemental resist looking like they could use a little hand, because these would be 7 by default, these three, suddenly 17 with that is quite nice. And if we do happen to have any kind of resists on the gear, as we obviously do there for acid, suddenly you're on 30 odd, and that's just great. So going into epic, I would what would we do there for the resists? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, spells I was on. That's well, it was a backup. The Fine Dust was a backup crowd control, but now we've got Glue Bomb as our backup, and the main one is the Greater Colour Spray. The Glue Bomb advantage is it can be done from distance, from more distance, but I'll use it as backup because this one's so cheap and so reliable. Also, there's a significant difference between the two, in that this one, Greater Colour Spray, does cause helplessness. So anything you follow up with, especially these damaging AoEs, are going to do significantly more damage than if we use the Glue Bomb. Just something to note. We've covered the Glue Bomb. That's just a seldom used backup single target damage. I tend to just make use of the 3 spell-like abilities from the Bombardier tree. They hit pretty hard, and they're very low cost as well. Level 3 Greater Resto, very nice for neg levels and any kind of ability damage and anything. Evolution, that's like 1 extra DC, stacking with every other source of intelligence we could have, because it's alchemical bonus. Greater Heroism, and at level 4 you've already seen the Smoke Bomb and the Caustic Overload, just another level of acid AoE. I didn't see any mileage in keeping the lower level one. I think it was a level 2 one, the Caustic Solvent, because this is on such a short cooldown. I don't see us needing to, or very rarely needing to do 3 AoE in quick succession. I think more likely we would do a crowd control, if needed, both AoE, and then just mop up with the single target spell-like abilities. That's been my experience so far. So that was the spells. The gear we've covered. The enhancements, obviously I had to take some out of Bombardier to go into Fade Arc, but in the couple of quests I've done so far, it looks like that was well done. We're coming soon to the level where Reapers level up and become a significant problem, so to be able to hold those with the Greater Colour Spray is going to be no small matter. So that's going to be very advantageous for us, because otherwise we don't have anything that would hold a Reaper, and I think typically an Alchemist would put at least 11 in this tree for that reason. So yes, just working back up again in this Bombard tree. At 12, obviously, we're going to be pushing here to get the level 5, wherever the multi-vial is. Where is the multi-vial? Or is... oh no, there's a multi-vial spell-like ability. I think the multi-vial must be a standard spell at 12, that's right. We get access to that for the first time, but we're not going to be able to meta it. Even unmeted, though, from memory, it's going to be lethal. And of course, we've got the specialization in acid to give, so it basically doesn't matter anymore, opponent's vulnerability, especially not when using the multi-vial. Okay, Reaper enhancement. Second tier now of the Reaper trees, and the second cores were taken at 9. So I've got as much dodge as I can, because we've got plenty of room. I think we've got a max of 27 and only 6% dodge currently. 6 more on the reflex saves. One thing... Oh no, I've got both power boosts there. I need to remember to keep using those. Power boost from the human tree, spell power, and also from this Reaper tree here. Extra DCs, that's 3 extra DC in total for the 2 there, plus 2 on intelligence. And a bit more spell power. And I think that's pretty much it. So, I thought for this one we could perhaps try our luck in the Temple of Elemental Evil. The 2 quests I just did in Kundarak, the level 8s in there, went pretty well. So I'm cautiously optimistic. And this will be a test of our AoE abilities, because there's plenty of groups in here, aren't there? Get the buffs in. So what do we see now? 62 in all armor class, so not bad at all. So fully buffed, our saves in Reaper are almost up to 50 for reflex, which is pretty great for this level and bodes very well for the arrival of our evasion ability. Spell powers are in the sort of mid to low 200s, the ones that we care about, so that's very nice too. And the spell crit chances, the ones we care about, are 25 plus. So again, pretty nice. Okay, let's just check what's there. All right. So we're going to lead with the colour spray. It's a bit of a waste of a second AoE. I should have used the single target thing to finish off, because there was only one there. Here, with a bit more range, we can use the glue bomb to lead. Oh. Okay, let's get out of the firing line here. You might notice from previous episodes we have a bit more speed to our attacks. We were pretty ponderous, weren't we? Not being able to quicken anything, but now if I can just string it together properly, we should see a bit more oh, hello. Okay, not bad at all. Not amazing, but not bad. Oh, that was tasty. That was 1 inflict serious spell-like ability, because they were all helpless with the colour spray. They all got absolutely smashed there. Let's try that. Oh, actually, we've got to be careful here, because there could be things down the side passages as well. Oh, wow. The inflict serious hammered everything. My follow-up acid one was total overkill. I don't think we need to do anything with them.
On the wall above this room is a small etching in the shape of a key.
So those are the single target spell-like abilities, and you can see they're still doing damn decent damage. Especially when they crit, it's very respectable what they're doing. Still being a bit selective about what to pick up because there's still the issue of our low strength. I would DDO back to the start here. I think there is a quicker way through, but at least this way I know I'm not going to, at least hopefully not going to trigger anything new. Again, as always here, got to be careful with the side passages and the side rooms, because any side room, like here, we've got things here. Can't stun those, and they are completely immune to my negative spell. So then, just to reiterate, the inflict serious, if you try and cast it on a group of undead as I did there, like a muppet, you will find just nothing happens at all, because they're immune. However, if you cast it on a group like these, you'll find the opposite happens. Look at that for devastation. Absolute devastation. That's just beautiful. Now this is always a pinch point. I know you can go round, but I end up struggling more if I go round than if I actually try and go through this. What could we do? We could do the smoke bomb. Very nice. Very nice.
The sound of stone grinding against stone echoes from the north.
Get him. Oh, that was pathetic. Waiting for a cooldown that wasn't going to come. Having said that, the colour spray had it all in hand. Okay, now we could end up in it. When we know there's a shrine back here, if we run short of spell points, we could run into a bit of trouble with these golems, couldn't we? Because the single target damage is not exactly our forte.
The sound of stone grinding against stone. A belligerent cleric stands atop a stone altar.
Let's see what we can do here.
Four massive earth elementals
Actually,
around the altar.
we might prefer it if they came more than one at once, because or maybe not. No, to have two of them hammering away at me would not be good, would it? Let's take you next. They're on such a short cooldown, the little spell-like abilities. It's quite workable to just chip them down like that. And we do still have a decent range that we can have them. Oh wow! That crit, that was the negative one that crit. Stunning. So yeah, the range we've got, by the time they get into range to damage us, we've already got them half dead. The melee type things like those golem. Nicely done.
The Earth Temple falls silent.
Can be some very nice things dropping this chain. There's some glasses, the blazing... there's a couple, there's one for melee and one for ranged, I think. Blazing sniper for ranged and blazing... or is it flame guards, lenses or something for the melee. Really nice combination of deadly and double strike or double shot depending on which they are.
The Earth Temple key begins to quiver and shake. It seems strangely drawn to the south.
Boom. I can't. What can you say about that? And that's before we get the multi-vial. I think you can say we're rocking and rolling here, aren't we? Contrast that with what our poor Tempest Ranger would have had to do to eliminate that group. It almost feels like I've stolen that quest. More than happy with that. And with my decision to go into the Fade Arc tree for the colour spray, which is working very nicely for us at the moment. I think, I think we've got a bright future leveling this build. I think from memory, the Alchemist, as we saw, starts out a little bit slowly in so much as you've got very little, if any, AoE to start with, so we were messing about with a two-handed weapon and that kind of thing. But once you reach 6, it's open season, and quickly you start going from struggling a little bit and maybe wanting a group to carry you to being the one that would carry the group, I would anticipate, because if you cast your mind back to how we were pre-level 12 with our Tempest Ranger, we would have been crying out for somebody like this who could crowd control and do AoE damage, and we could have sent our bottled healing for the character as well, because if you'll recall, the Ranger's healing at the lower levels was really somewhat inadequate. So yeah, compared to that, we're in a hell of a good situation here, so I'm appreciating it. Okay, I think that'll do it for this one. Thank you very much as always for looking, and we'll speak to you next time. Take care.